Okay, thank you so much for everyone to come to our designs and Canva workshop. I do have a address for you to utilize if you don't have one already, because we are going to need that in our designs portion. The MLS number is 602-844-37. Go ahead and write that down. We'll use it here in just a second. So first, we're going to go ahead and start off in designs or KW command. So you'll go ahead and log into your KW command just as you normally would. Here's your login page. You use your username and your password. And I literally did this like 2 seconds ago. I think I'm forgetting how to spell. Yep, there we go. Okay, so you're gonna go ahead and go to your dashboard. Remember, of course, I always make sure that we have our settings correctly updated. So we always go to our name over here in the right-hand corner. We go to our settings and we go to connect settings on the left in marketing profile. That being said, make sure that we have all of our information correct. You have a photo in here. Mine is in here, it's just not showing at the moment. Any team logos, your name, your license numbers, bios, majority of it, just making sure that it's updated with your information, because this is what's gonna pull into a lot of systems within KW Command. Now, once you have that updated with all of the information that you need, we are gonna go over here to the left-hand corner and we're gonna scroll down to this lovely little designs tab, which is basically, it looks like a little paintbrush on a piece of paper. We're gonna click there. I have some designs in here that I have already worked on. Some of them are just different things that I've edited with. And so I'm gonna go over here. You can create a design. So I'm gonna go over here to the right-hand corner, create design. And today we're gonna do a social post. So basically we are going to do an open house social post through designs using their auto create function. There is also other options as well. You can do design emails, you can do print marketing, you can do videos, totally up to you. But today we are going to go ahead and do social media graphic.
Question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the social, would I be able to use that later in an email? Or do I have to create it in the email?
No, you can, yeah, no, I actually do recommend that you create everything within your designs and then move it over to your email.
Okay.
Yep, so yes, you can. Good question. So next, so I selected social. I'm gonna click next. Then it's gonna generate and bring me over to my next page. So there's a lot of different options over here, but today we're gonna go ahead and use the auto create. Basically, if you do have a listing and you wanna drop this down, there are coming soon graphics. There's all kinds of pre-made templates for you. These are, you can also filter these. So you see how up here it says letter, flyers, letter, trifold, social stories. So obviously these are for your social media stories. They do have options for you to utilize these as well. They have, if you see this little auto button, that's an auto create button, which we're going to use here in just a second. That's basically, you're going to put in your address that you are wanting to create this for, and then it will auto populate all of the information from the MLS because this is linked there. So just a little sneak peek, we're going to be doing that today for what I have already in store, but there's a lot more options over here if you are wanting to utilize these options too. It's just a little, I'm showing you a really quick version today. Some of this might just take a little bit more clicks through, which is totally fine. The other thing I also really like to show is, well, actually I'll show that here in just a second. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and click auto create. And like I said, we're making an open house flyer, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and click open house right here under my auto create drop down. And then I am gonna go ahead and select a social square, okay? So these are my 3 options that I have. Right over here in the right-hand corner, see where this little magic wand is? A lovely little magic auto create wand. See that, Rachel?
I do.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, I'm trying to like.
You're fine.
I realized as I was doing this, I was like, I haven't written anything down.
That's okay. You can always go back and rewatch this. So I'm gonna go ahead and click auto create. and this box will pop up here. Now, I just told you a listing, and the listing address is 2306 South Lone Pine Avenue, Springfield, Missouri 65804. I already gave the MLS number, but I'm gonna give that one more time. MLS number is 602-844-37. The reason behind that is because you can filter this to select it or search by MLS number. I tend to find that this works a little bit better because sometimes if you have a house on a main street, like 122 South Main Street, there's tons of main streets in this nation. So I always just do the MLS number. You can't go wrong. So we're going to type in 602-844-37, and then we're going to search listings, and that listing should pop up. We said 2306 South Lone Pine Avenue, Springfield, Missouri. You with me there?
Yeah. The one I picked isn't pulling up, and the address hasn't pulled up.
Did you use your MLS number?
I did.
Okay. And you selected the drop down to make sure that it was the MLS number that it's searching by?
Oh.
Yep. There should be a little filter option right next to where it says search listings, right to the left of it.
Got it.
Okay, cool. So
okay, now we're going.
Okay, cool. And then Carla, if you run behind on anything or you want me to stop or you have a question, just unmute yourself and just ask it, okay?
All right, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and select this listing. It shows that I selected it, and I'm gonna click continue. Now, as you can see here, we're going through some little tabs up here. So we have our listing search first, and then we have our open house option here, and then next will be the home and the agent. So really, really easy. That's just our steps that we're gonna go. But if you need to go back to another tab, you easily can click on those. So first things first, we need to add the information. So when is our open house? I am going, and if you hover over this little I, it's like a little information bubble. It says day of the week, month, day, for example, Sunday, March 29th. So I'm gonna do Sunday, January 12th. I will say I tried to type out January like fully, but as you can see, there is a character limit, so it wouldn't let me do that. So Sunday, January 12th. You can also do SUN, January 12th. It just, whatever fits into that little credential for how many characters you can use. For hour, I'm gonna do 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. So that means on Sunday, January 9th, from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, I'm planning on hosting this open house. We're gonna click continue. Now it pulled me over to the home tab. This is basically just showing how much, or it's basically pulling all the information for this listing to the open house, okay? So it has my agent phone number, which technically this is really good to go ahead and look through. So that's not my phone number. That is the office phone number. So just making sure that you do have the correct phone number or all this information is pulling correctly. Most likely it is. It's just there's different places that it will pull from. And most likely since I am on the Market Center leadership team, I do have my agent phone number as the office number. It pulls how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, the year it was built. If there's any other details that you want to add, you can. So if you want to go more into depth about a certain detail, you can add that here. Please be mindful though of your character limits. Down here, if you see this, it's add your images. You will click this plus sign for the first one, and it will automatically pull all the photos that were on the MLS. It's like magic.
Oh, pretty.
I know. So I'm gonna go ahead and just select the main house, like what it looks like, because remember this is an open house. You can select multi-images, and that's more for like your listing flyers. So as you can see over here, there's multiple areas that will pull photos in if you're choosing a different template. But we did a social media template, and majority of the time the social media templates only have one photo option on it, which is totally fine. I'm gonna go ahead and click continue now. Now this is pulling my agent information. So here's my name, but that is only my first name. this is my KW email, and it'll automatically pull whatever email that you have. This is the one I obviously have for my agent one. And then your agent app, this is just basically stating that like, I just have one character is too much. You can delete that if you want to. I do know that I've been with Keller Williams for a long time, so that's why my agent app is a little bit too long. It's like one character too long. I just need to take away the KW, and you can automatically put that in there. So it's an option. My agent profile image, this is the image that I currently have as my headshot that's listed. It does look blurry. I promise it doesn't look blurry once you actually move it into the graphic. Okay, are we all where we can go ahead and generate my design? Cool. Carla, you there?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and click generate designs. Now this is pulling in that I have two open house options or options that I can use. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this one here. It's the first one. I'm gonna click it and, oh, actually, sorry. I am going to click these little three dots down here. You can preview it, you can edit it, download it, whatever you want. I typically recommend go ahead and like preview it. And then if you feel like you need to make an edit to it, go ahead and click that. We're gonna go ahead and click edit so that we can see how to actually utilize the features that are within KW Designs. If you notice over here, what's so great about Command is that there are prompts for you or like little helpful tips throughout in case you are running into an issue or you're like, what is this for? That kind of thing. If you see this open pages menu, if you do click that and you do have multiple pages, like if you have a double-sided flyer, it will then allow you to select which pages you want to edit or which pages you want to view. This graphic here is only a single side, or a single page. So we just have that one. I will say that, hold on one second. Let me make sure that I've got what I needed. I swear they tend to move things around on me, which is fine, but it's just how it goes. Not what I want. So the thing I'm looking for right now is a KW logo. So then that way I can put that down here in my DVA. So as you can see, I can click on my graphic over here, which is the exact same thing that you can do in like Canva and stuff. So it's very similar to that if you've used Canva before. You can also zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, it's stating that my open house this is an open house graphic. It's gonna be Sunday, January 12th. If you wanted to, you could go ahead and double click. So you're just like, I'm just double clicking on these little text boxes that are in here because I'm like, oh, I really wanted to add that little apostrophe, or what is it, a comma. I was not an English, I'm not an English teacher, but I wanted to go ahead and add that, but there was not enough characters for me to add it when I was creating this graphic. So I can go ahead and add my little comma. Same thing, 1 to 3. I really wanted to add like PM at the end of it. And maybe, so as you can see that it doesn't fit properly. So you just go ahead and find the little zoom or the little arrow and stuff, and you can go ahead and make that edit. It doesn't quite fit. So I will actually make this just a little bit smaller. And you can go ahead and type that in to see what would fit best. Oops. What would fit best in that area. So I'm gonna do like 38. There we go. Now it fits a little bit better into that text box that was created. The address is here. I don't see anything that I really need to change on that. The only thing I maybe will is I would like this to be down underneath. Just makes it look a little bit cleaner. So you can make any sort of edits. You just double click on your text boxes. I like this photo. I don't need to change that out, but if you did want to, you can go to your images and you can do stock images, or you can also drag and drop images yourself. So you see that there is a well, I guess KWLS. Oh, you can select it from your listing. So if you wanted to use a different photo, you definitely can. So I have this selected, and then maybe I want to use, this photo instead. So I'm going to go ahead and click, I just like hovered over that image. I haven't clicked it yet. You can click the plus sign and it will add it to the document, or the graphic. But what I want to do, because I already have, see how I have the photo already selected? If you click this little circle, it will, I'm gonna use this one actually because it'll change a little bit better. If you select this the little circles with the arrows, I'm gonna click that. It automatically puts it into the graphic box, I guess, or the photo box that's already there. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. As you can see, it says it's 3 beds, 3 baths, 229.98 square feet, listed at this price. I don't like how this is written because I want to put a dollar sign in. So again, we go in, we just make that small little edit. I'm gonna add a comma, looks a little bit better, right? It says when it's built. So my DBA name, which is, come on, okay, there we go. So I selected that. So I want to make sure I have a Keller Williams logo in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this like all, wrong one. Okay, again, you do the little circle arrows moving around, and if you click that, well, hold on, I have to select this. Now, if I click that, it goes ahead and grabs it in, or it puts it in there. Now, I will say that in your assets, there they are. Okay, inside of your logos, first there was the workspace tab here. That's where I was because I went into the KW one. So I went into KW. I went into my assets, but you don't have, I mean, if you just go into my assets, then our DBA logos are in here. Okay, they should be. If they are not, you can upload them from your computer if you have them somewhere else, because I know that we do have them in our Google Drive. So they should be an option for you to grab and put in there as well. We typically like to use the DBA logos, obviously on our print materials for marketing compliance, but you can use a Keller Williams one or put something else in there too. Questions on this? Hi.
I see that Cassandra has her stuff listed here.
Okay.
And ours, do I just, like, one of these is like, I guess I'm assuming that she's got these approved, I guess is what I'm trying to say, or maybe.
Is it like her logo?
Yeah.
You can add that into another corner.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can have her logo in another corner, but then just make sure there's a Keller Williams logo on there too. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, agents can use their own personal ones. And here's the thing, I just always say, when in doubt, just like put it on there. Majority of the time, if it's a social media post, as long as it's like 2 clicks from the time that they can get to your profile, that they can see that you're with Keller Williams or you're represented by them or you're with that brokerage, majority of the time that is within the marketing compliance. Okay. I just get a little iffy sometimes with social media and print graphics. So I always just say, just put a logo on it. Always remember to, if you have your phone number, then you should have the Market Center's phone number as well. If you have, if you're utilizing like the address and stuff like that, making sure to put each office is independently owned and operated, that kind of stuff, just in it. We do have our compliance tags that you can use, very easy to throw on any image, keeps you covered no matter what.
Is any type of marketing, is that required? Like, we've been doing a lot of flyers, and I have been putting the Keller Williams, and I've been putting
Greater
each
Springfield,
office and
Yep,
independently owned and
that's
operated and
perfect.
phone number.
Perfect.
Those phones.
It's fine. It just has to be on there somewhere. Yeah, perfectly fine. Like I said, when in doubt, just throw it on there.
I've been doing, because I was not sure, but.
Yeah, cool. Dayton, have you used any of like designs and stuff like that?
A little
little
bit,
bit.
not much in Command.
Okay.
I've played around, done more in Canva.
Yeah.
I'm not a whiz at it, but
That's okay.
we've come up with designs that have
Yeah.
worked, you know?
Yeah. I did record this, so you can always go back and just the first like 10 minutes, I went over an auto create option. So,
Okay,
and
cool.
then that's basically pulling in. So I wrote this like listing up here on the board because I auto created this graphic through the auto create option through designs, and it pulled up 2 different graphics for me, like as templates. I went through and edited it how I wanted it to look,
Okay.
just a couple small tweaks. And then now that's where we are.
Good.
Crazy. Okay, so here's your options here. So there is this lovely download button because I'm like, this looks great. I love it. I want to use this one for my social media graphic. I want to get it posted so that I can go ahead and, you know, blast this out there that I have an open house on Sunday. I'm going to click the download button. It does give you an option on what file you want, and typically it'll tell you what works best. So sometimes it'll be like, this is a PNG, so it's a little bit higher quality. Sometimes maybe like a small file or a small image to like send to somebody in like an email. PDF standards, PDF for printing, downloading, that kind of thing. I'm gonna go ahead and select a PNG. Image quality, I usually just do original. I don't usually mess with this bar because it should look how it should look. Select pages, all pages. Again, this is a graphic, so it's only one page. If you are doing a flyer, then it'll have both pages and you can go ahead and select that too. It's very similar to Canva. Okay, so I have those pages and then I'm gonna go ahead and download it. What's nice too is that here's my last saved changes. I'm gonna throw this on the desktop. Okay, open house graphic. Save. So I just saved it to my desktop. Now it's in here. We're all good. I do want to make sure that you see these other options here too. So you can rename the design. So if you want to do open house, 112, cool. That shows you what that is. And as you can see, it's automatically saving your changes, which is the best, because who likes to hit a save button? I don't. So there's an option there. It auto saves everything. You can add like collaborators and stuff. So if you are working with somebody else on the team, or maybe you're an assistant working for a bunch of different agents on your team, you can share that with members. ChatGPT, as we can see, it is kind of getting integrated even more and more. I have not looked into that, so I mean, I guess we can see what it's going to do. Oh, you have to pay for it. Okay, that's right. That's what I forgot. Either way, this is a social media graphic for just your open house. Oh, you know what? Something else I noticed is that this is a little off center. I'm gonna move this over a smidge. Move this one over just a little bit. And again, you can use your little bars on your keyboard to go ahead and make those changes as well. Okay, that looks a little bit better. You can also share this. So you can automatically share it to like your Instagram business page or anything like that. I typically just like to just download it and then upload it myself. It's kind of up to you. And then I'm gonna click done in the right-hand corner, and now it's gonna bring me back to my designs. So this is the one I just did, right? It shows which ones I edited. Obviously, I was doing a lot of editing today because I was making sure that this listing worked properly. So it'll show all of your top designs over here at the top. If you were like, oh, I need to go in and make a quick edit, I'm changing my open house to 2 to 4. Actually, let me click on it. If you click on it now, it will bring you right back into your editing option as well. And you can go back in and change whatever you needed to change. Let me see. Okay, questions so far within designs?
You're at right now, can I clean that up?
Yeah, you can.
Like
So as you can see, you can delete.
Okay.
You just click, or you can make a copy if you wanted to use like the same one.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back into create design again because I want to show you guys a couple of other things. So I'm gonna go back into social media and I'm gonna click next. Dayton, I did put, okay, so see this little auto create option right here?
Yep.
That's what I did. I clicked auto create, I selected open house,
Yep.
and then I clicked this little auto create button up here. I put in my MLS numbers work best, that's why I say to do it. So you can auto create right here, this filter button, search by MLS number, okay? That's all I did. The other things I really like to show though inside of designs is there is like business basics. So you can do email signatures in here. You can do business cards. I will say there's not a ton of options. So I am going to show you that within Canva. But again, if you are doing anything outside of Command, because they do put a lot of the disclaimers that you need for marketing compliance, they have these options, but I'm going to show that in Canva as well. just making sure to get all of your business cards, or if you are unsure about a certain document or something that you have printed for marketing, you can send it over to me and I'll double check it real quick. You can even send me like a text message with it. It just takes me a second. Hi, Holly. So what I do want to mention though, is this holiday button. This is my favorite thing. So as you can see, there's a lot of drop downs over here, which is great. But I'm gonna go into January, and then this has graphics already created for you that are also branded with KW. Again, you just throw our DBA name in there, you put them on your social media. Again, you can also filter. So I wanna do social media stories. I love to do stories for all of our holidays. It's a little quick thing, and then you can also, you know, save them in your Instagram as templates and stuff like that. But you can see they have every holiday for every single month. So if I go to February, same thing. Okay, it's Black History Month. We have Happy Valentine's Day. It's game day. We can't obviously see Super Bowl because that is copyrighted. Puscatani Phil, is that how you say it? Puscatani, you know, Groundhog Day coming. Yeah, works. President's Day, more Valentine's Day graphics. I like to show this because this is what we use for our social media too. Why go in and have to recreate the wheel when this typically are already branded towards KW? You just throw in the DBA name, you download it, throw it on your story. Really awesome. Sometimes you might even find holidays that you didn't even know about. And then, or you can find this really cute dog for like the 4th of July. So totally up to you.
Canada. That's where I went from there.
Canada Day. See, we didn't know that. August, like you just never know. Yeah. So I like to show that because it's an easy way for you to grab the graphics. They do go in and they update them every year. But as you can see, there's a lot of different options. As you can see, these are like for your banners in your social media. These are for your stories, and these are for your actual graphics that you have. Cool. Any questions on designs? As you can see, again, it's just getting in there and playing around with it. The thing I like to use it for is obviously those open house those open house social media posts, open house flyers. There's a lot of different options there. Just listed, for sale. They're clean, they're sleek. If you want to, you can change out the coloring. If you're like, I'm more of a neutrals person, I don't really, you know, love the red all the time. You can go in and you can actually change the color boxes for those as well to make it kind of look a little bit more branded to you. But again, this already covers you a lot with your marketing compliance. That's why I typically say use them if you want to. In Canva, you just need to make sure that you're always adding that in. I know I like totally keep talking about that, but that's the biggest thing. All right, cool. So if there's no questions on designs.
Just if I wanted to change the color from red.
Yep.
What's the process to do that?
Yeah, so you basically just click, I'm gonna click use on this one.
Okay.
And then, so I'm gonna go ahead and click here. See this fill color?
Yep.
And you can like, let's do like a, how do I find like a neutral color? Oh, kind of like that, okay. There, and then apply.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it will save like colors and stuff that you are utilizing already. So see, that's the color I just used. It'll save it up here. It has a lot more like of the primary colors. Oh, don't do white. Black, whatever it is, right?
Very good, thanks.
You just have to select those basically like your text boxes, your elements, your logos, whatever it is that you've created. You just have to select it, and then it'll give you the option up top right here. Cool, good question.
So, quick question. So does Canva have some of the templates that the KW command has, or are we going to need to like save some of these out of KW and then transport them over?
No, so these are ones that are specifically in KW Commander within Designs. So I recommend just editing them within Designs and then saving them however you'd like. Canva, I'm going to show you just because they do have more template options. So then that way you're not having to recreate something from scratch if you're not liking the templates that are already in KW Command.
Okay.
Okay, they're two separate systems, so I'm not saying to move the ones from Command to Canva and do editing there. All editing should just be done within Designs that's in Command. But if you're like, I don't really like these that much, I want to use a totally different graphic, that's the only reason why I'm kind of showing Canva as an option too. So you have two different editing to softwares that you can use.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna go over here to Canva. Now, Canva has an option. There is a free account, and then there's also a Canva Pro account, which I totally should know how much that was because we gave it away. It was my favorite thing for December. That and ChatGPT, obviously technology related. So they do have a, let me look, Canva Pro cost.
I think it was 150 a year or something.
Is it? I think that, yeah. Yeah, 120.
Oh, 120.
120, but yeah, close. I mean, who knows? It always goes up. Maybe it went down. Could be. So you can do a yearly pricing of $120 a year. It really depends on how much you're using it. If you feel like you're using it every single day and you're noticing that some of those things that you prefer to use, such as like some of the stock images that are in there, or some of the graphics, or some of the design options are ones that you would prefer to use, then I recommend getting a Canva Pro account. If you also feel like that is a something that is contributing to your business. Again, always look at your books, always make sure that you are within your budget for your marketing. But it is a good option. We, as the Market Center, do have a pro account, so we don't run into the issue of having anything that is not an option for us to use. So I just want to show that as well. Okay, so as you can see, these are a bunch of templates that we currently have in our library, but you can also select different templates as well. So I'm gonna go over here to the left-hand side and I'm gonna click templates. There's a bunch of different categories. These are like inspired by other designs, upcoming events. So they also have really cute graphics for holidays. I just like to show both options because you already have a system that you can use, and it's very possible that some of these, so see this little crown down here? That means that it is a pro option. So this one wouldn't be accessible to you if you don't have a pro account. That's what I mean when you might run into a couple things if you do have a free account. Majority of the time, there's a lot of options. So they also have a business drop down here. Presentations, business cards. I'm gonna go ahead and select business cards. As you can see, a bunch of different options through here as well. Again, if you have a certain aesthetic, I know I'm a very aesthetic person. If you want a specific thing that goes, or a specific aesthetic that goes through the brand, these are great options as well. Same way to go ahead and edit them. You just click on them and utilize them however you would like. There's also, I did notice that if you do search up here, so I searched real estate business card, and then it brings me up a design, and it kind of has a little bit of more real estate. I like more, like there's a key and a house. So it kind of just gives you a little bit more in depth for real estate. I also typed in here real estate open house graphic. And then as you can see, there are also some other options in here too for an open house. I'm gonna go ahead and click on this one and I'm gonna customize this template. It does also give you other options. So if you see something that is what you're looking for, but you're like, that's not 100%, it does give you more options based on the same like you look or view of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and click customize this template. Now, what we did earlier is we used auto create, and you were able to pull everything directly from your listing that was on the MLS. Really cool. I will say that Canva does not have that option that I have seen. So you do have to upload your own photos. You do have to go in and adjust your dates, your times, or anything like that. It is not pulling from your MLS. So as you can see here, if I hover over any of these boxes, then it's showing like, hey, I can go ahead and edit that. So Saturday, August 24th, then this little bar pops up. I clicked on this bar pops up. These are your options, obviously. These are your options to go ahead and make edits. If it's like, I really want to bold that because I want to make sure that people see it, I can click bold, it'll bold it. Now, again, we had said that we wanted to be Sunday, January 12th. 1 o'clock to 3. Oops. Why is that jumping down? Oh, okay. So weird. Okay, 3 o'clock PM. Okay. So now this is, I went ahead and just made the same edits exactly like I did in designs, but this is just in a different software. To change out photos, again, if you just click on it, the one thing that's also real, like I tend to use Canva a lot just because we aren't doing real estate specific items. So it is kind of nice. You can duplicate certain boxes or photos, or if you're like, oh, I want to use the same print, like the same text or size or whatever it is, and you can click the plus button and it does allow you to grab another, it like duplicates it basically, so you can move it somewhere else. I'm gonna click on this little image here. So there's a bunch of different editing options in here too. So if I wanted to, I can click edit. You can do all the same thing in designs as well. But like I said, it's really fast in designs. Here, you just have to make more editing. You can change like what the photo kind of looks like. You can do different filters, different effects, shadowing effects, any of that. As you can see over here, you do have your design options. These are just different templates. There's elements. So if you wanted to add, like, I want to add a circle. Okay, cool. This is also a text circle. There's also layering options. So you can move this. Hold on, I selected the wrong one. Send backwards. Send backwards. There's a lot of layers. So see, now it put that behind my photo. If I wanted something like that, I can move it around. It'll still stay behind where it is. So if you wanted to put like your information down here, you can add your own text boxes. You can grab these from over here from the text widget. Uploads are just photos. So these are photos that are already in here that you have uploaded yourself. Super easy. Click an upload file. You can go ahead and grab it directly from your photos or your desktop and put them in there directly. And then you can go ahead and I'm trying to find one that's not. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to grab this, and then I actually want to use this instead. So I'm going to actually drag it, and then it'll pull it into my photo, basically like my photo box, because that's an image box. I went ahead and clicked it and went ahead and just grabbed it, or like dragged it right in there. You can also just click on it and it'll add it to the graphic by itself, and you can move it around or resize it just like anything else as well. There is also an undo button on both of these options. So I didn't want to put that picture in there. I can go ahead and just click my undo button up here and go ahead and revert it back to how it was. There are also keyboard shortcuts if you really like those too. Control Z. Control Z is my favorite. It works everywhere.
Control Z.
Control Z. It's an undo.
It's an undo. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's just an undo. Works out nice. Okay, so we did do an open house graphics directly through designs. So if you wanted to use that for your Sunday open house, or if you wanted to go back in and play with it and do it just listed or an upcoming listing for something that's coming up. I will say, if you are doing an upcoming listing, obviously you can't, it won't be on the MLS, so it won't pull it in, but you can do like just listed or price reduction or something like that. Okay. Questions? Good stuff? Cool?
All good?
Yeah. I know that some people do use, Carla, do you have a question?
No, I just said this is all good stuff.
Okay, cool. Love it. Thank you. I know that there is tutorials and things through both of them. So, but if you do run into an issue, I can typically help over the phone. I know I'm like, keep harping on like utilizing designs as much as you can, but it does make your life easy because if you do that auto create, it's really quick to go ahead and pull all that information in since it is linked to our MLS. But Canva has a lot of great options too. And that's why I show it, because everyone likes to use different programs and it's just whatever works best for you in that moment, in that time. But You know, you can get the free Canva, or you already have the option. It's already provided in your tech fee with having it through KW Command. Cool. Well, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day. And if you have more questions on this stuff, just reach out to me. Love it.
Where are the recordings going to be?
Yep.
If somebody
so,
else in the office wants to work with this.
Yep. So we have a YouTube channel. It's KW Greater Springfield, or if you type in Keller Williams Greater Springfield, it will pop up and it has our logo. That is where you'll find all video recordings of any training that we have.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.